I'm sitting here writing this script the morning of the 27th. Later today, I will be seeing the FNAF movie, and I wanted to document my thoughts and expectations first. Man, this has been a long wait. I have been waiting for a FNAF movie since 2014. Once the first couple MatPat videos on FNAF came out and revealed that there's actually some hidden lore to these jump scare simulators, me and the boys would host intellectual discussions on the playground about a potential FNAF movie. That was 9 years ago. The FNAF movie is as mystical of a movie to me as the Minecraft movie. Both are movies people kept making up rumors about and getting us elementary schoolers all riled up. 9 years later, I'm about to finally watch the FNAF movie. Look at this. You know I had to get all dressed up to see Golden Fredbear on the big screen. Luckily, I was not the only person wearing a suit to the FNAF movie. There was another guy in a suit a couple rows behind me. We bonded. My expectations for this movie are pretty damn high. I'm pretty sure the FNAF movie took so long to come out because Scott kept writing movie scripts and then throwing them out. So Scott's already setting the bar pretty high. A lot of people were kind of burned from the trailers, but I thought they looked great. What do you expect a FNAF movie to look like? Sit your ass down. As for cameos, please tell me they at least got Markiplier in this. If Free Guy could get Jacksepticeye in Pokimane, they have no reason not to include the king of Five Nights at Freddy's. MatPat would also be cool, but I just want him to show up when the cast is in danger and be like, "Don't worry guys, I have a theory on how to stop the animatronics." And then he simultaneously whips in nay-nays on Chica. And after that, Bonnie goes, "You know, I never did find out what FNAF stands for." And Freddy looks at him and goes, "Friends. Never abandon friends. Now let's go save Chica." What the hell is this tangent? Okay, I'm gonna go watch the FNAF movie. The rest of the video will be my review on it. Hopefully I love it. Holy frick. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie was absolute peak. Before I saw the movie, I saw people bashing the movie online, and it really tempered my expectations. The movie was sitting at like a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
She is such a bad bitch though!
But who cares what the critics think? I only listen to my favorite niche internet micro-celebrities. Oh no! Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to say, movie critics, Sean, you are both wrong! This movie was one of the most fun movie-going experiences I've ever had. Throughout the entire movie, I was constantly looking for little details, and every time me or my friends noticed one, we passed it down the aisle like a game of telephone. The purple tie! The career counselor at the beginning of the movie had a purple tie. He's the purple guy. He stuttered when saying Mike's last name. Scott, you thought you could sneak that by us? You thought you could sneak that by us? My entire theater was pretty vocal anytime anything happened, which is personally what I love to hear going to the theaters. If I wanted everyone to just shut up and watch the movie and not have a social experience hearing everyone laugh and gasp, I would have just stayed home. It's the same kind of feeling you get watching React content. It's a fun extra layer to the experience. My favorite part of the movie was the beginning, which felt the most faithful to the original game. Seeing the office recreated perfectly down to the cup, the poster, they even got the little crumpled piece of paper, was all so damn cool. Oh, and the scene ends with Foxy running down the hall humming his little tune before killing the night guard. He does that in the game! Although the impact of it gets weaker every time he does it. I swear they recreated that running scene like 3 times. I kind of wish they got a bit more creative with him. Maybe have him jump out like FNAF 2 or something, I don't know. Apparently the night guard in this beginning scene was supposed to be Markiplier, but due to scheduling issues, they weren't able to get him in. Look, I'm not gonna say I'm not disappointed, but I will say if he skipped out on the FNAF movie to film Iron Lung, well, this movie better be worth it. I liked Mike as a protagonist.
Rick and Morty. Alive.
He felt like a very jaded and flawed person, which I think is a nice way to adapt his character. In his first scene, he beats the ever-loving shit out of some random guy out of a misunderstanding. It's crazy. The only issue I had with Mike was that when I first saw him, I thought he kind of looked like Sky Does Minecraft, and then I couldn't get that image out of my head. So the entire movie felt like Sky Does Minecraft versus FNAF, which kind of made the movie unintentionally hilarious to me. As much as I personally loved the movie and had an absolute blast watching it, I can understand why critics wouldn't like it. If you don't know or care about FNAF, you're gonna be so confused. Too much lore? No shit. Have you ever played any of these games? There's basically nothing going on except for lore. Personally, I do wish the movie was a bit more scary, and that means a lot coming from me. If you've ever caught any of my FNAF streams, you know I get frightened really easily. But even I didn't find the movie all that spooky. I guess you can only make it as scary as a PG-13 movie allows. But like, Jesus Christ, there's a scene where a woman gets sliced in two. You see the lower half of her body fall to the floor like, damn, I had no idea you could get away with that in a PG-13 movie. That's the same age rating as Free Guy. Now let's talk about Vanessa. She exists? I was kind of shocked they had her here. I did not expect any security breach stuff to be in the first FNAF movie. I'm not a huge fan of the actor they got for her. Why does she talk like that? If you've seen the movie, you'd know what I mean, but she does not talk like a real human. She really does talk like she's from a cheesy teen drama book. Mike takes way too long to catch on to her being more than just a police officer. They also changed her from being a villain to a good guy, which I mean, I don't really care, but it's kind of interesting that the one thing they took from Security Breach was the main antagonist, and then they just completely flipped her character. Another nitpick I had was at the climax of the film. Abby needs to draw a new picture to free the animatronics, and she is able to draw this absolute Picasso in like 5 seconds. Dog, what 8-year-old could do this in 5 seconds? This weird, unrealistic time frame reminds me of anime! Abby is the anti-One Piece. Instead of Luffy falling for 5 episodes, she is able to draw at lightning speed. But that's not the only thing that doesn't make sense. Earlier in the film, a group of thugs want to get Mike fired from his job, so they break into the pizzeria during the day and trash it all up, so Mike gets fired for not doing his job. But like, Mike isn't there during the day. He's the night guard. If you break in during the day, how is that Mike's fault? You can't even blame Mike for not locking up properly, because they left clear signs that they breached their way in. I also thought it was kind of lame that Freddy didn't really do anything. Despite being the literal mascot both in universe and in real life, it's surprising how little of a role he played in the movie. Chica's cupcake got more action than Freddy did. In general, I felt Foxy and Chica were the main 2 animatronics, while Bonnie and Freddy felt kind of sidelined. Doesn't even make sense. In the first game, Bonnie is way more aggressive than the other animatronics. Why doesn't he do anything? The final nitpick is Mike and Abby's aunt gets killed by Golden Freddy, and they just don't care. When she died, I was like, oh shit, this is about to get personal. But no, they literally don't care. It feels like they kind of just ran out of time to give her a proper resolution. Or maybe this is all just a setup for the second movie and she's gonna come back as a new
Nah, they just fucked up.
But all of those complaints are mere nitpicks. None of them really dampened my experience too much. It's just more fun to complain about it than it is to gush. Like how I'm about to gush about MatPat. What the hell? Everyone before the movie came out was saying how disappointing it was that MatPat wasn't in the movie. Those bastards lied to me! But I'm so glad they did. You don't know what it's like sitting in a theater before the movie starts, talking to your friends about how disappointing it is that MatPat won't even make a slight cameo, only to get randomly jump scared by Matthew Theory Patrick at some diner scene. That was the biggest jump scare in the movie. I'm not even kidding. I jumped when the camera cut to him. Like how you should jump to the subscribe button. And then, oh my god, the joke. The joke about MatPat dropping a hey, that's just a theory in the FNAF movie actually came true. It sounds fake, but I swear to God, MatPat says it, and my entire theater went ballistic. They also got Corey X Kenshin in the movie, which was awesome to see. Unfortunately, I got spoiled that he was in the movie months ago. He actually got 2 scenes, one-upping MatPat. But they did make him an active participant in a child's kidnapping. Ooh, not a good look, Corey. They did you dirty. In conclusion, I recognize the FNAF movie isn't the best movie of all time, but it is the most fun movie I have watched in a long time, and will probably be a movie I will always remember incredibly fondly. And so I gotta defend it. These critics who slandered this movie, they were not the primary demographic, so they didn't get anything out of it. And you know, I do sympathize with that. But if you have at all any kind of interest in FNAF, or maybe you did years ago and have since fallen off as you've gotten older, I'd still suggest going and seeing the movie before it's at a theater. I think most people, especially my audience's demographic, will have a good time. Gather your friends, make it a Halloween thing. First the critics got to the One Piece live action, now FNAF? Huh, what's next? Oh God. Oh God! Oh God, keep them away from the Minecraft movie!